Hey guys, happy Thursday. We are moving into day 4 of week 4, I believe. And tomorrow is Friday. Remember, Fridays from now on are no longer like a normal day. You shouldn't see any new work or anything like that. On Fridays, I will relink the work from the rest of the week. And if you've already done that work, then Friday is a day for you just to kind of relax, take a break. I know how much it is to be online, um, as much as we are now. So enjoy your time. If you haven't done your work, please get that done. We're checking, we're looking for it. We want to make sure that we're still learning. We are picking up with chapter 9 in the Wish Tree. So far, we have really just kind of been introduced to Red, and they're just beginning to introduce a new character, Samar. And so, as we continue reading, let's see where this takes us. So, chapter 9. I was pleased to see Samar's family join the neighborhood. It had been a long while since we'd had any newcomers, but I knew that with time they would put down roots, just like so many other families from so many other places. I know a thing or two about roots. One night, not long ago, Samar came out to visit. It was 2 in the morning, late, even for her. She had been crying, her cheeks were damp. She leaned against me, and her tears were like hot rain. In her hand was a small piece of cloth, pink with little dots. Something was written on it. A wish. The first wish I'd seen in months. I wasn't surprised she knew about the wish tree tradition. I'm kind of a local celebrity. Samar reached up gently, pulled down my lowest branch, and tied the fabric in a loose knot. I wish, she whispered, for a friend. She glanced over at the greenhouse. Behind an upstairs curtain, a shadow moved, and with that, Samara vanished back into the little blue house. I do want to point out real quick that in this sentence, she leaned against me and her tears were hot like rain. Hot like rain is a metaphor. So just thought I'd point that out since that's what we've been working on this week. Chapter 10, when you stand still for over 2 centuries while the world whirls past, things happen. Mostly, by far, in a way, good things have been my lot in life. My lees have cooled picnickers and proposers. Beneath my bough, vows have been made, hearts mended, nappers have napped, dreamers have dreamed. I've watched ascents attempted, listened to stories spun. And the laughter, always and forever laughter. But sometimes things happen that aren't so good. When they occur, I've learned that there's not much you can do except stand tall and reach deep. I have, for example, been hacked at, carved into, used for target practice. I've been underwatered, overpruned, fertilized and fussed over, ignored and neglected. I have been struck by lightning, battered by sleet. I have been threatened with axes, chainsaws, diseases, and insects. I have tolerated the sharp claws of squirrels and the nagging pokes of woodpeckers. I have been climbed by cats and marked by dogs. I have my aches and pains like everyone. Last year, I had a mite infestation that drove me nuts. Leaf blisters, sooty mold, oak wilt, leaf scorch. Been there, done that. Still, trees are luckier than people in one way. Only 1% of a fully grown tree is actually alive at any one time. Most of me is made of wood cells that are no longer living. In many ways, that makes me tougher than you. So, yes, I've seen a lot, and who knows, I may see much more. I could live to be 300, 500 even. It happens. Red oaks lead long lives, longer than our daintier friend, black willows, persimmons, apples, and red buds. And yet, a few days after Samar's tearful wish, something happened that made me wonder if I'd finally witnessed too much. Chapter 11. The morning was budding, and I was waiting for warmth. Down the street, a lanky boy was lingering near a stop sign. Head down, he was hunched over like a wind-blown weed. In his right hand was something shiny, a tool, maybe a pen. He was smiling just a bit, as if he'd told himself a joke only he, perhaps, understood. And all day long, I see people lost in thought, talking to themselves, grinning, frowning. He was nothing out of the ordinary. I was in the midst of a conversation with Bongo. who had just pointed out to me that I was a year older, 216 rings old, to be precise. Another sprout day, I said. I still feel like a sapling. You don't look a day over 150, Bongo replied. Best looking tree on the block. I paused for comic effect, getting up there. Bongo, who was perched on my lowest branch, sighed. A crow's sigh is unmistakable, like a groan from a tiny, cranky old man. Tree humor, I explained, just in case Bongo had missed it. Although, of course, she hadn't. Bongo misses nothing. Because you know I'm so tall? Really, Red? Bongo stretched, admiring her lustrous blue-black wings. That's the best you got for me this morning? Maybe you'd appreciate my joke more if you weren't so sensitive about your stature, I teased. Corvids don't give a flying tail feather about height, Bongo said. Smarts, willies, trickery, cunning, that's what counts in our neck of the woods. Corvids is a fancy name for a bird like crows, ravens, jays, and magpies. Bongo says she's too classy for a label as common as crow. A soft wind tickled my branches. Spring, that old rascal, was teasing us with the promise of warmer days. The truth is, I said, it doesn't matter what size you are, Bongo. We grow as we must grow, as our seeds decided long ago. Red, way too early in the morning for that wise old tree routine. Bongo gave me a gentle peck. Although you're right, it doesn't matter how tall you are. In a fluttery blur, she sailed to a telephone pole far above my leafy canopy. Not when you can fly, pal. At almost the same moment, Samar and the boy who lived in the greenhouse, Stephen, stepped onto their porches. Both had backpacks, both looked eager to greet the day. Their eyes met. Stephen nodded, just a flicker, and Samar nodded back. Not a hello, exactly, just an acknowledgement. Stephen ran off towards the elementary school down the street, but Samar hesitated. Hello, she called softly. Right on cue, Bongo replied, hello, as she did every morning, sounding just like Samar. Bongo can also do a passable tuba, an impressive chihuahua, and a fine police siren. Samar looked up at Bongo, grinned, and headed towards school. With that, Bongo let loose a hoarse and gleeful caw and set off to wait for children to arrive at school. She was a regular there. Everybody knew her. She enjoyed annoying the children, and they enjoyed letting her annoy them. Bongo especially liked to untie shoelaces. While the children were busy retying them, she would snatch treats from their lunch bags. Every now and then, she would even make a polite request. She could say, chip, please. No way, and you rock when it served her purpose. Watching Bongo soar, I considered not for the first time my rambling roots. What would it be like to fly, to burrow, to swim, to gallop? Delightful, no doubt. Sheer joy? And yet, I wouldn't trade a single rootlet for any of it. It is a great gift indeed to love who you are. All right, guys, so that's going to wrap us up today. I am going to do read alouds on Friday, so even if your work is done, you might want to check out just to see what the read aloud is, so you don't miss any of the book. But I hope you guys have a good rest of your Thursday, and I will see you briefly on Friday.